Hello everyone, my name is Pratima. In this presentation, I'm going to explain about sentiment analysis and emotion detection. The reason why we have chosen this topic in NLP for our presentation is because it's a highly practical and relatable area with widespread applications from customer feedback analysis to mental health monitoring, and it combines the technical challenge of interpreting human language's nuances with real world impact, making it engaging and relevant for a wide audience. And with advances in NLP, these areas are constantly evolving, and the topics like multimodal sentiment analysis are emerging and making it a dynamic and forward looking subject. So, these are some of the reasons why we have chosen this topic. So the topics we are going to cover in this presentation are introduction, overview of sentiment analysis, levels of sentiment analysis, emotion detection in NLP, techniques in sentiment and emotion analysis, its applications, case studies, challenges and future directions, and conclusion. Moving to the next slide. Introduction to NLP. Natural language processing is a field of artificial intelligence that focuses on the interaction between computers and human language. It enables machines to understand, interpret, and generate human language by analyzing large amounts of text or speech data. By bridging the gap between human communication and machine responses, NLP facilitates interactions such as speech recognition, sentiment analysis, language translation, and text summarization. Key to NLP's recent success are deep learning models such as transformers, which excel at capturing the complexities, and these advancements have transformed NLP applications, powering tools like chatbots, virtual assistants, content recommendations, and automated insights. Overview of sentiment analysis. So, what is sentiment analysis? Sentiment analysis is a popular task in NLP that involves identifying and categorizing opinions expressed in text to determine the writer's emotional tone, such as positive, negative, or neutral. This technique helps gauge public opinion, customer satisfaction, and social media sentiment by analyzing large volumes of text from sources like reviews, comments, and feedback. So, why sentiment analysis is important? It's important because companies can monitor online discussions and news articles to track how the public perceives their brand. And by analyzing the sentiment in real time, they can quickly address negative feedback before it escalates and strengthen the positive interactions. And also, companies can analyze customer reviews, social media comments, and survey responses to gain insights into how customers feel about their products or services. And by analyzing user feedback, businesses can identify specific product features that people like or dislike, informing development and design the decisions. Moving to the next slide. So we have different levels of sentiment analysis. The first one is document level sentiment analysis. This level analyzes the overall sentiment of an entire document or text, example, a review or an article, to determine its dominant emotion. And the next one is sentence level sentiment analysis. This level examines sentiment on a sentence by sentence basis, which is useful for mixed sentiment documents. And the third one is aspect based sentiment analysis. This level focuses on specific aspects or features within a text. Example, the battery life in product reviews, to detect sentiment tied to each aspect. And the next one is phrase level sentiment analysis. This level sentiment analysis identifies the sentiment of individual phrases within a text rather than the overall sentiment of the entire text. This approach captures the opinions and reveals mixed sentiments in complex statements. And the last one is hybrid level analysis. This combines multiple sentiment analysis approaches like sentence level and aspect level to achieve a more comprehensive understanding of the sentiment. This method captures both overall sentiment and specific opinions on particular features or aspects within a text. So coming to the next slide, emotion detection in NLP. Emotion detection, which is also known as emotion recognition, is a field in NLP focused on identifying and categorizing emotions expressed in text. Unlike sentiment analysis, which is typically distinguishes between positive, negative, or neutral sentiments, emotion detection aims to capture a broader spectrum of human emotions such as joy, anger, sadness, fear, and surprises. And it has many applications. It is useful in psychological studies, marketing, social media analysis, and many more. In psychological studies, it helps to understand emotional health and patterns in written or spoken content. And in marketing, it helps to gauge customer emotions for personalized advertising and engagement. And for social media analysis, it is useful to detect public mood and reactions to events, brands, or content, etc. Moving to the next slide. So coming to the techniques in sentiment and emotion analysis, the first one is lexicon-based approach. These methods use a predefined dictionary of words associated with particular sentiments such as positive or negative, or emotions like joy, anger, etc. These dictionaries often include word weights or scores that indicate the strength of the emotion or sentiment. And the next one is machine learning based approaches. Traditional supervised learning models such as support vector machines are trained on labeled datasets to classify text based on sentiment or emotion categories. And the next one is deep learning techniques. Deep learning models like CNN use neural networks to learn patterns and relationships in large text datasets. These models can automatically learn features from data without manual feature engineering. And the next one is transformers and pre-trained language models. Transformers such as GPT are advanced models that use attention mechanisms to capture context across entire text sequences. These models excel at understanding word relationships within their broader sentence context, allowing the accurate sentiment and emotion classification. And the next one is multimodal emotion analysis. The multimodal analysis incorporates text with other data sources such as audio or video to capture a more comprehensive picture of the emotions. For example, combining text sentiment analysis with vocal tone and facial expressions. And the next one is transfer learning and domain adaptation. Transfer learning involves using a model trained on one task or domain as a starting point for another related task, reducing the need for large labeled datasets. Domain adaptation is a type of transfer learning focused on adapting a model from one domain to perform well in a different but related domain, such as general text to medical text. And the next one is aspect-based sentiment analysis. This is a technique that identifies specific aspects or features of a product, service, or entity in text and determines the sentiment associated with each aspect. This approach provides more granular insights by analyzing sentiments directed at individual attributes, for example, battery life or customer service, rather than the overall sentiment. And the last one is explainability and interpretability in sentiment models. Explainability and interpretability in sentiment models refers to understanding how and why a model makes specific predictions, helping users trust and validate the model's sentiment classifications. So these are the techniques of sentiment and emotion analysis. Thank you. And from the next slides, my friend Akshay is going to continue.
Thank you, Pratima, for the great introduction. Now that we have covered the basics of sentiment and emotion analysis, what it is, the different level of analysis, and the techniques involved, let's dive into some of the real-world applications. Let's start by looking at how sentiment and emotion analysis are actually used in the real world. These applications span multiple industries, each with its own way of tapping into human emotions and sentiments for better results. At first, there's customer experience management. Think about how many reviews, tweets, and emails companies get from their customers every day. It's overwhelming. Using sentiment analysis, companies can automatically understand whether customers are happy, frustrated, or just sharing feedback. For example, if a company notices a trend of negative feedback around long wait times, or poor customer service, they can address these issues quickly. This type of analysis let companies identify problems earlier and improve customer satisfaction without having to go through each piece of feedback one by one. Next is brand monitoring. A brand's reputation can shift in a matter of minutes, especially in today's social media world. With sentiment analysis, companies can track how people feel about their brand in real time. Imagine a major retailer launches a new product line and there is a sudden surge of negative feedback on social media. Brand monitoring through sentiment analysis allows them to respond quickly, maybe issuing a public statement or making adjustments to their products itself, keeping their reputation in a check. Then we have market research. Companies need to know what customers think about their products to stay competitive. With sentiment analysis, they can analyze consumers' opinions and preferences on a large scale. For example, a car manufacturer might scan reviews and forums to understand what customers love or hate about their renewal, allowing them to make a targeted improvements for further models. It's like getting honest feedback on a huge scale without the manual effort. Now, let's talk about human resources. Employee morale and satisfaction are crucial for a healthy workplace. Sentiment analysis can be applied to employees, surveys, and feedbacks to help HR teams spot potential issues. For instance, if employees are frequently experiencing frustration or disengagement, HR can take steps to address those concerns before they lead to higher turnover rates. It's proactive approach to improving workplace culture and ensuring employees feel heard. Political analysis is also interesting application. Governments, political parties, and analysts use sentiment analysis to gauge public opinions on policies or candidates. During an election, for example, political analysts can track voter sentiment on social media to predict shifts in voter behavior. This insights helps politicians adjust their messaging to resonate better with the public. It's all about understanding the pulse of the people in real time. Lastly, healthcare emotions can help track patient well-being over time. In mental health, for instance, analyzing changes in a patient's emotional language can help therapists identifying warning signs early on. Even in general healthcare, feedback analysis helps hospitals improve service quality by understanding patients' emotions and addressing specific concerns. Imagine being able to catch a negative trend in patient experience becomes a major issue. Emotions analysis makes that possible. Now let's dive into a real-world example, Airbnb. With millions of guests reviewing properties worldwide, Airbnb has a mountain of feedback data. By using sentiment analysis, Airbnb can sort through these reviews and spot patterns in customer sentiment. For example, imagine that many guests leave reviews mentioning issues with cleanliness for a particular property. Airbnb can flag this for the host, who can then take steps to improve. It's a win-win. Guests feel heard and have a better experience, while hosts get clear feedback on how to make their listings more attractive. This approach helps Airbnb maintain a high standard across properties, ensuring consistent guest experiences. Now let's look at Netflix, which uses emotion detection to improve content recommendations. Netflix has tons of data, everything from what shows we want to how we rate them. By analyzing this data, Netflix can get a sense of each user's emotional preference and make recommendations accordingly. For instance, if you are someone who loves feel-good comedies, Netflix will start recommending more content in that genre. On the other hand, if you frequently watch intense thrillers, you are likely to see more suspenseful shows in your suggestions. This isn't just about recommending popular shows, it's about creating a personalized experience that feels like Netflix gets you. The results? Viewers feel more engaged and Netflix keeps them coming back for more. While sentiment and emotional analysis have amazing applications, there are still challenges to overcome. Let's talk about some of these challenges and what they mean for the future. Contextual understanding and sarcasm detection. Detection sarcasm or understanding context is a big challenge. For example, if someone posts, "Oh great, another delay," they are likely being sarcastic. But an AI might interpret it as a positive sentiment because of words like great. Improving contextual understanding could help sentimental models capture these subtitles more accurately, making analysis more reliable. Ethical concerns and privacy. Analyzing person data raises privacy issues. People want to know that their data is secure and used responsibly. Sentimental analysis often require analyzing sensitive information, so companies need to set clear ethical standards and follow privacy regulations to protect user data. Now, detecting emotions from non-textual cues. Emotions aren't just expressed through words. Tone, facial expressions, and body language play a big part too. Integrating non-textual cues like audio from voice tones or visuals from facial expressions could make sentiment analysis more comprehensive. However, it's technically challenging to combine these different data types in a way that gives accurate results. Domain-specific language and jargon. Different industries have their own unique language. For example, medical terms and legal jargon are highly specialized and can confuse general sentiment models. Developing models that can adapt to specific fields and understand domain-specific language would improve accuracy and make sentimental analysis more versatile. Limited emotion categories. Many models today only recognize a handful of basic emotions like happy, sad, and angry. But human emotions are complex and don't always fit neatly into these categories. Expanding emotion detection to recognize a wider range of feelings like disappointment, frustration, or excitement would make sentiment analysis more reflective of a real human experiences. Solving these challenges would lead to sentiment and emotion analysis that are not only more accurate but also more respectful of privacy and adaptability of different contexts. To wrap it up, sentiment and emotion analysis are powerful tools that allows us to better understand and respond to human emotions at scale. Whether it's improving customer service, enhancing brand perception, or helping patients in healthcare, these technologies provide valuable insights that drive better decision making and build stronger connections. As these tools continues to evolve, we are looking at a future where AI can interact with us in a way that feels more natural and even empathic. Addressing current challenges like understanding context, respecting privacy, and recognizing nuanced emotions will bring us closer to building AI systems that understand us on a deeper level. Thank you.